After a year of regional conferences on 4 continents, Vienna becomes the center of the world of dialogue by hosting over 500 thought leaders from the intercultural and interreligious education sector, government officials, and eminent religious figures. This conference will complete KAICIID's The Image of the Other Global Forum, which was initiated by the 4 regional conferences in Austria, Ethiopia, India, and Argentina.
The center, hopefully, inshallah, will be doing a great job by spreading peace and spreading understanding between cultures, between religion and countries.
In 2 days, KAICIID provides open discussions with ministers, religious leaders, and scholars, as well as trans-regional thematic sessions with experts and professionals from different fields.
Our product is dialogue. And a dialogue to us is the art of searching for the truth in the point of view of the other.
Dialogue can break the psychological barriers. Dialogue can build the trust. Dialogue can connect people.
Among the dozens of dignitaries, Cardinal Jean-Louis Touron, president of the Pontifical Council for Interreligious Dialogue, opens the conference.
We have to recognize that too often we judge people on their appearance or on their production, even though every human person is much more than how he or she appears.
Here in Vienna, the sensitive issues raised at the earlier regional conferences could be examined in detail. For example, the role of international organizations in intercultural dialogue, best practices in education policy, or the role of religion in conflict zones and peace building.
I'm hoping we can create a network of people working in religion from a variety of different areas who can all continue to be in contact with one another so we can continue this interreligious dialogue for many years to come.
And our future needs a lot of care. It is an investment for the future. So it is really for us, it's a duty for every human being.
The combination of high-level panel discussions and grassroots capacity-building sessions opens the opportunity for improving interreligious and intercultural dialogue on the ground. This is in some part due to KAICIID's ability to bring different stakeholders to the table.
I have never met a human being who wasn't interesting and wasn't valuable and worthwhile to know and speak to.
And what struck me most was that, can you tell us something about what is implementable, what we can do as KAICIID? And one of them was that KAICIID should work with existing structures.
The focus of the discussions is finding particular goals within a common religious spirit.
If someone from inside are very peaceful, and they will manifest into their action. So as long as someone inside is peaceful, they will not try to harm or injure other people.
Nevertheless, the delegates are facing reality by not being afraid of self-criticism.
Religion is an instrument of promoting peace, and nothing less than that. Though as an instrument, it can be used, misused, and abused. Some mischievous religious leaders, some incapable religious leaders have hijacked religious traditions in order to cause pains and tears into humanity instead of putting a smile in the face of the human family. And that's why KAICIID, the birth of KAICIID is an important thing in the right directions, to say we need to reposition religion to play its own positive role in the area of education of the future generations of the human family.
This center doing a super job.
KAICIID recognizes that the key to sustained dialogue lies in education, reason enough for the launch of its global policy network, a network of experts and governmental focal points for ministries of education, religious affairs and integration around the world.
I quickly learned that you cannot really, in many contexts and many cultures, you cannot separate religion from civic education and religion from school. So I think the best formula or the best way to approach this is for governments, institutions to encourage bringing the best of each religion and each faith into the school environment and teach the different religions.
We want to make it a regular feature across all the schools in Pakistan, highlighting different religions, highlighting different cultures, highlighting different sets of beliefs around the world, and so that students can understand it in a better way.
The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, the Kingdom of Spain, and the Republic of Austria are supporting these ideas by providing opportunities for discussion with government representatives.
It's not words, it's finding solution for a problem that faces as a whole world. And if we can solve the problems of our water, food, energy, and ecology, I think we can have a safer world, and we can prove that understanding and dialogue and implementation is something that is effective in building and constituting our future.
The modern state must ensure that every individual can live according to their convictions. At the same time, the state must protect the rights and freedoms of all citizens.
We are a country where live about 1 million Muslims since about 2 decades or so, and it is, as I say, a public policy to support from the government, from the Ministry of Education, from the Ministry of Culture, this interreligious dialogue.
The role of the state is examined and talked about in different discussions.
We have to say that for a religious person, you can't be naive, but at the same time you cannot also despair. Despair is a sin. Despair is not an option. You have to say that there is hope. And I think also we have to say that as much as we like to engineer what goes on in politics, it is much bigger than the politicians. And sometimes things can happen which just surprise us.
Another important step is the signing of cooperation agreements between KAICIID and several international partners, including the African Union, ISESCO, the World Scouts Foundation, and UNESCO.
My mirror of the future tells me that this century, this 21st century, is probably the turning point in the human history, whether we will survive or we will be the ones that will witness catastrophe that the humanity haven't seen from the day of the creation till now.
The future is a challenge we can't refuse, and KAICIID's contribution is working towards better dialogue.
We can claim that we are the United Nations of dialogue.